Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. This is video number 4 in our video series on SUMO for beginners. In our last video, we have shown how you can simulate uh, some vehicles on the road network we created. So we simulate the vehicles that moves from N1 to N2 and then to N3. So we simulated two types of vehicles, that is bus and a car. In today's video, we're going to look at a kind of a real situation whereby you will have some of the vehicles moving from N1, N2 to N3. Then you will now have additional lanes whereby the vehicle will be moving in the opposite direction from N3, N2 to N1, whereby you're going to have a kind of a north and south bounds. That is, the vehicles are moving from in a different direction. So first we'll have a directional flow of N1, N2, and N3. Then the opposing vehicles will have a directional flow of N3, N2 to N1. So we're going to see how we can do that. So we're going to maintain this particular code that we have used last. I think I have attached the code to the description box. So maybe if you watch the video, you can go to the description box and try to access the code. So let us begin. So here under the node, I will not change anything because I have node 1, node 2, and node 3. These are junction. Even if vehicle is moving from N1, N2, and N3, we'll use the same junction. Also, if the vehicle is moving from N3, N2, and N1, will also use what? The same junction. Only that I need to add additional lanes, that is additional road, whereby the vehicle that are moving in the other direction will use. Because all this one, the one I have is for a one directional flow. So I need to add another lanes for the opposing flow. So that is what we're going to do. So here under the node, I'm not going to change anything because I already have my node ID, just like we did last time. So open your notepad, then you paste this, then come to the file, then go to the save as. So try to locate where the folder that you want to save the files into. So let me just use this. So the first one, I will save my notes, then let me say .xml. So I'm going to save this. So now regarding the edge, so now I have only two roads. The road that started from N1 to N2 and also the road that started from N2 to N3, and that gave my one directional flow. So now I need to create another road that will allow the other vehicles that are moving in the opposite direction to move from N3 to N2, then from N2 to N1. So what I will just do, I will copy these two. So I will just copy them. So I will click here, then I will paste the two distance that I have copied. But now the new road is this. The first one will now start from N3 because we said that it will start from what? From node 3. So it will start from N3 then to N2. So that means I will change this one. So it will going to be from N3 to N2. Then here, the second one will start from N2 to N1. So instead of this 3, I'm going to change this one to N1. So this one will be what? 1. So I will change also this one to be what? To be 1. What I just did is very simple. You see, the first one we say the vehicle will move from N1, N2, and N3. Then the opposing vehicle will move from N3, N2 to N1. So this is just what we have done. So I will copy this. So I will maintain the same length and the same speed. But if you want, you can change for the distance. So let me just maintain what we had earlier. So I will just copy this, then come to the notepad, then select everything. Then I can now paste this. So I go to the file, then I can now save the file as let's say my edges. Let's say .h .xml. So I will save it. So now I'll go to the type. So you remember the type, we are just identifying this. That is, we are identifying this the type. Here we say 2 lane and the speed allowed on that particular road is 15. Then for this one we said 3 lane and the speed allowed is 45. So here, because we have just duplicated the initial roads that we have, so we maintain the speed. So no need to add any type. What I did mean, maybe if I change this one to be, let's say, uh, 3 lane and then 15. So that means I need to add another one here. So that means I need to what? To add another type here. So I can paste that. So this one will now be, the type will now be here, will now be what? It will now be 3. And the number of the lanes will be changed to what? To 3. Then the speed is 15. But I'm not going to add anything, so I'm going to use what we just did earlier. So under here, I will just copy this because I maintained the types of the road. So I can come back here, select it, then paste. So I can go to the file, then save as. So now I can save this one as my type dot xml. So I will save it like that. So now I have to match these three to become a network, just like we did in the other video. So I'm going to use the net convert. So I'm going to copy this. Then, sorry, I'll go back to the folder where you saved all these things. Then you can now press on the CMD. So to open the control list. So you can now paste the net convert. Then you can click on OK. So it is a success. But maybe if you have a difference in the, maybe if in the, that is if in the code the name you use differs from what you saved to the file with, it will going to show you an error. So that means you need to rectify that. So here also, I have to come to the route. So now I have to create another route. Let me just maintain the same type of vehicles that we have used. That is the bus and the what and the car. So now, but the route, this route only says that the vehicle will move from N1, N2, and N3. So that means I need to have another route that will allow the vehicle to move from N3, N2, and what? N1. So here, I will just copy this particular route here. I will copy another, I will copy this, then click here. So I will just paste it. So here I need to change the root ID, because if you allow the root ID to be the same, it will not work. It will give you an error. So let me call this one root 1. So the root 1 will start from H3, that is N3. It will come to N2. Then from N2, it will now come to what? It will now come to H1. It's just a kind of opposite to what we had earlier. The first one started from 1 to 2, then 2 to 3. So now it will go from 3 to 2 and 2 to 1. So now since I have this particular route, so I need to allocate vehicles to this particular route. So let me maintain the same two vehicles that we have. That is the what? The bus and a taxi. So let me copy this and then let me what? Paste it. So here you need to change the vehicle ID. The initial one we had was vehicle 0 and vehicle 1. So here I will make this one as vehicle 3, because if the vehicle are having the same ID, it won't run. It will show you a kind of an error. So I will now change this to what? To vehicle number 4. So also the route. The first two we said they were going to follow route 2. So here let me just say they were going to follow route what? Route 1. So this one also to going to what? Follow route 1. So here if you want, you can change the time that you want the vehicle to appear in the simulation. Here let me say after 5 seconds. And here let me say after 15 seconds. After 15 seconds. So I'm done. So I can now copy this. I think, so let me use the space so I can copy this root file. So I can copy it. Okay. So you copy this, You come here, select this, then you now what paste. So you go to the file, then you come to the save as. So we can save it as my root dot, let's say row dot xml. So let me just save it like this. Okay, now the last step, which is the configuration, the SUMO configuration. But you have to be careful. You know, the name you have saved this particular file with, that is the root file, has to what? Has to uh, correspond with this particular name in the simulation, in this SUMO configuration this thing code. So that means the name has to be what? Exactly the same. So the simulation, let's change the time to maybe 200 seconds. So I can now just copy this. So let me just copy this, then come back here. So I can select this, then I can paste that. So, but if you want, you can change these names, but you have, if you are changing the network file, so that means you have to go back to the net edit, and here you have the output, and this is the name you have given it to the output. So you need to change the name in order to be the same as the name that you want the this thing to be. So here you can just save it like let me just give it a name. Let's say my sumo but here it has to be sumo cfg because it is the configuration file. Then you can now say okay. So now we are done with the simulation. So you see it has come here. So once you open it, if you don't have any error, it will open. But if you have a kind of an error, it will not going to start this thing. So you see that means there is no any error. So it has this. So you see what I was saying. You see the first one we have a tree lane that moves from N1 to N2, then to what? Then to what? To N3. So now this is the new one we have created. We created a lane whereby an edge or a road whereby the vehicle that are moving in the opposite direction can now move towards here. So let me just begin the simulation. Remember to increase the delay so that you can see the vehicle. So let me start the simulation. So you see these vehicles have this thing. So you see this is showing in a form of an arrow. So if you want, you can change it. So just come to the edit, go to the edit visualization. Then you now click on the vehicle. So under here you have different types. So click on the raster image. Then you can click on OK. So you see the vehicles have what? Have this thing. So what of the other ones? Okay, let me refresh it. It's like I haven't seen the other vehicles that are supposed to use this other direction. So what I'm having is only this. So let me just stop this. Let me go back to the root file to see where the problem is. So I'll go to my root. So I can now maybe open it with notepad. So these are the new vehicles I added. That is vehicle number 3 and vehicle number this thing. So the route they should use is route 1, and the depart time here is 5, and this is so it's like I don't have any error. There is not any error. So but let me check the route. The route started from edges 3 to 2, then 2 to 1. So I think there is no any distance here. Let me okay. Let me go back to the H file to see where the problem is from there. That is 3 to 2 from entry to N2, then I have 2 to 1 from N2 to N1. So I think there is not any issue here. That is 3 to 2, then 2 to 1. This. I think there is no issue here. I don't know why the other vehicles are not showing in the network. Let me go and change the departing time and see. So let me go back to the root file. Say open it with notepad. So here, let me change it to let's say 25. Okay, let me just make this one like 30. Let me just save. Okay, let me now refresh this. Let me start the simulation. So you can see now they have this thing. So maybe I have a kind of an issue with regard to the departure time. So maybe it's now that I have edited that, so you see the vehicle have simulated. So now let me go back to the this the root file. Let me increase the speed. Okay, let me increase the speed of the buses. So instead of these two, so let me just make it like 50. So you see, basically you can have errors, so you need to understand this code to see where the error is coming from, so that you can maybe try to. So let me refresh this. So let me increase the delay so as for us to see the vehicle very well. So let me just start it. So it is expected the first vehicle should appear, I think after, is it 10 minutes or 15? Yeah, 10 minutes. Then for this one, the second one, I think is by 20 minutes. Yeah. So for the other ones, I think the other one I use 25. So you see, then the next is what? Start. So that is how to this thing. So if you like, you can add these particular vehicles that you want them to be in this particular simulation. Like here, we have two in both direction. So if you like, you can increase that. So I think I have the root file open. So all what you just need to do, like for instance, if I want to increase the vehicle by 5 or by 4, so I will just copy, I will copy these vehicles. I will just copy them, excluding the root. So I will just copy this. This. So I will now say copy. So I will just paste them. Paste. So here you need to change the ID, because here we have vehicle 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the next one should be vehicle number what? Number 5. So this one should be number what? Number 6. Then this one should now be what? Number 7. Then this should be what? Number 8. So maybe the departure time we can maybe change it to see how they will appear in the simulation. So let me just make it 40, 50, and 60. So let me just make this one 40. So let me make this one 50. Let me just make this one 60. So remember to include this, and let me just make this one 70, just for this thing. So I will control S. So I will now come back to the SUMO. So I will now refresh it. So now the number of the vehicles supposed to be more now on the simulation than what we had earlier. So you see, this is the first one. Initially we got only 4. So then this is the second. So then this is the third. So it's expected we'll have 8. And this is the fourth. So, so this is the fifth. So this is it, please. So try to play around with it until we meet in the next.